Hello and thank you for watching. This is STSC celebrating Halloween with LEGO Transformers Horrorscope. Here are the three new Zodiacons all together in their alternate modes, and Gemini certainly makes them a weird trio. It would have been nice to keep all of the Zodiacons limited to animals, but unfortunately I just couldn't decide on an animal for Gemini. So we end up with this awkward situation where we have two pretty normal looking robots just hanging out with a ram and a scorpion. But I guess that's just zodiac signs for you. And here we have the three of them together in robot mode, where they continue to be a strange trio. I feel like these three robot modes might be a little too stylistically different to fit together. Weirdly enough, I think that Scorpio can work with Aries or Gemini, but Gemini and Aries are just a little too different from each other. So I guess that makes Scorpio the middle ground. These three definitely make for a bizarre little team, and while they might be lacking in cohesion, I do value the uniqueness that each one has. But without further ado, it's time to finally combine them. And here we have Horrorscope, the second Zodiac combiner, all combined up. And I think this combo ended up looking pretty amazing. A cool aspect of the original Aries was that unlike Taurus, he didn't need an extra head to be parts formed on in combined mode, so I knew I had to retain that. I also felt it would be important to make sure the other members of the team didn't require parts forming pieces, so you'll notice that Gemini forms claw hands without having to add any additional pieces. I would have liked to compare Horoscope directly to my Zodiac in this video, but unfortunately I took that build apart. In retrospect, I just wasn't super happy with it, and I needed the pieces. So in a couple years, once I run out of new Zodiacs to build, I might just have to revamp that one. But getting back to the topic on hand, Horoscope has an interesting bug theme to him. It wasn't intentional, but the curved antenna on his head and the scorpion claws on his back really make him look like a bug. Taking a look at the body, you'll notice that just like Taurus, the alt mode head from Aries ends up on the chest, though in this case it's a lot less obvious. The mandibles from Scorpio also end up forming a little waist armor. In our mode, you can see that Gemini's hands end up forming little shoulder spikes, and her feet combine to form pincers. Scorpio's tail forms a pair of skinny digitigrade legs that I think really fit the bug vibe. For articulation, Horoscope's head is on a swivel, though it can be a bit tricky to get it to turn just due to the size of its horns here, which can clash on the other pieces of the combiner. But, of course, there is a rotation there, And it's actually on a T-joint, so it can kind of wiggle up and down, though again, it's going to clash into a lot of pieces. There is technically a swivel where the shoulder pegs onto Ares, but the joint is so strong and Ares is so fragile that it's kind of disastrous to try and use it. So really, all of the arm articulation comes from this ball joint, which unfortunately is actually just a clip and a ball joint. In order for Gemini to transform, this combo of pieces is required. So while it does work, it is looser than the usual ball joint, which is especially notable on this side, where it has a hard time supporting its own weight. The hips use a universal T-joint, which allows for forward and backward movement, as well as in and out. The rest of the leg is just the scorpion tail and has all the same joints as before. For a size comparison, here we have a minifigure. And here we have Tyrant, to show just how massive this guy is. Combiners are always a fun challenge, and visually I think this guy is a marked improvement compared to Zodiac, but structurally I think he's a bit of a step backwards. I haven't shown it too much in the video, but this guy is kinda fragile. Despite that, I'm still super happy with how this guy turned out, and he's got me looking forward to the Zodiac weeks to come. But that's all I have to say for now, so happy Halloween, and I'll see you next time.